Hello Internet Allies, how are you doing? So, at the moment we're living in quite a scary time right now with everything that's going on in the world, with the pandemic and everything, and I suppose it's given me like a lot of time to reflect on things, and yeah, it's a scary time for everybody, like not just myself, but I kind of just wanted to like talk a little bit about what my greatest fear is. I mean, a couple of weeks ago I talked about what my greatest insecurity was. If you want to go and check that out, I'll leave like a link in the description. But today I want to talk about what my greatest fear is. I suppose it's kind of appropriate for me to talk a little bit about my greatest fear, which is kind of losing the people I care about, or if they left my life for good. I kind of just want to talk a little bit about why this is my greatest fear and like the different kinds of like losing people can go through from my experience and stuff. So the first kind of losing people I'm going to talk a little bit about, but not too much, is losing people due to like death and stuff. So I think the scariest thing about losing people due to like death and stuff is that you know that you're never going to be able to see them again or talk to them again or do things with them again. So this happened a very long time ago, but when both my granddads passed away, like I just remember thinking, oh my god, I'm never going to see them again, and that really upset me and stuff like that, and there was like nothing I could do about it. I think what's scary, especially now, from losing people due to death is because there is a global pandemic going on right now, and like a lot of people unfortunately have died due to coronavirus. Like, it just worries me, kind of thing. I'm lucky in the fact that like nobody I know, nobody I'm close to has like contracted coronavirus. Therefore, I've not lost anybody in my life due to coronavirus since this pandemic has started. But obviously there are people out there who have, and I just feel really really sorry for them, because I think if like I lost a friend or a family member due to coronavirus, I'd be kind of devastated, because the last time I saw my friends, like would be the last time I saw my friends, if that makes sense. I think what I would be upset about is, wishing that I made more of like an effort to really see that friend or whatever. Like I said, like luckily I've not lost any of my friends to coronavirus. None of my friends have contracted it, as far as I'm aware. None of my family members have contracted it, and I just hope it stays that way. Like as long as everybody just practices the whole social distancing thing. I mean, I know that a couple of my friends are in the high risk category, and I just hope that they're keeping safe, keeping sensible, staying at home and everything, like when they can. Please just keep safe, like not just for your own safety, but for the safety of other people. The second kind of loss I'm gonna like talk a little bit about is falling out with people. So losing friends due to falling out with them. I can't really recall like losing a friend due to falling out with them. Like, I mean, I know that like sometimes I have got irritated with people, but I wouldn't necessarily say like I've ended up like falling out with somebody beyond like repair or whatever. I think like, any sort of disagreements, I might have with people, they've usually been resolved in one way or another. I mean, sometimes it will take time. And, there's sometimes, I might not have dealt with things in the best way. They might not have dealt with things in the best way, but I don't really think I've really fallen out with people. But like, but it kind of scares me for when that happens, because I absolutely despise confrontation. I just don't do well with confrontation at all. I just end up just crying whenever like I'm in some kind of like confrontation. It's just horrible. I just don't like it at all, and I can't comprehend people who do like confrontation. I will say that like I do try to keep my distance from people I'm worried I would fall out with, and I try not to get too close to those people I worry I might fall out with, or I worry might upset me or whatever. So the third and final type of losing people I'm going to like talk about, which I think is probably like the hardest for me to deal with, even harder than like dealing with like loss and stuff like due to death, is the kind of losing friends due to basically drifting apart. Now, I remember when I was at college and everything, and you know, I met like quite a few like-minded people, and I made quite good friends with those people from college. And I just remember like after like the course ended, I think it was very hard for like me to like keep in touch with a lot of them. I mean, I feel like I probably did a bit better than like everybody else from college, but that's by the by. I feel like when I was at college, I think it was probably the first time I truly felt like I really belonged anywhere. So it really did like devastate me when you all went on like separate ways and stuff. And you know, it took me a very long time to kind of accept the fact that like, you know, basically they have moved on and stuff like that, or they are moving on with their lives, and you know they might have like different priorities now. I do wish nothing but the best for the people I was friends with at college, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I just remember like how much it did devastate me when I did like lose contact with those people. I just don't want to go through that like emotional pain again. I feel like that experience has kind of like made me a bit wary about being close to people. So yeah, I find it hard to tell whether or not people are being sincere with like planning things or whatever, or you know, whether or not that's like to meet up or to like chat online or whatever. I do find it very difficult to tell whether people are being sincere with that or not. Looking back, it might have like held me back from making more friends. Do I regret not taking those chances? I mean, I think I've learned from that. You know, I think we've just kind of got to try. However, since college, I have like met a few really, really nice people who I do consider to be close friends. And you know, I just really would hate to lose any of those friends, to be honest. It would absolutely like devastate me. Like I said, like I don't think I could go through that emotional pain again. So yeah, so that makes me feel quite, you know, quite wary of, you know, making new friends, which is a shame really and stuff like that, because yeah, I don't want to get hurt again, because I know how much it does hurt when you do feel so emotionally attached and emotionally invested in a friendship, and then you know people move on and people drift apart. And yeah, I'll try and do everything in my power to keep that friendship going for as long as it can, and for as long as my friends need me. Yeah, I just really don't want to drift apart from people, to be honest. I get too emotionally attached to people. Well, what can I do to help me cope better with this fear, shall we say? I think what I need to do is to just do my best to be the best person, best friend I can possibly be, so that like the people in my life don't imagine their lives without me. Yeah, I shouldn't really say that, but yeah, I think that's all I can really do, is just do my best to basically be a good friend and stuff like that, and to basically just appreciate the people that are in my life, and to not take them for granted. I mean, especially like with the pandemic happening, you know, I think I've realized, you know, that like more than ever, you know, you just don't take people for granted, because you just don't know when the last time you're going to see them is, and or the next time you're going to see them is. That really terrifies me. So yeah, but yeah, hopefully I will be able to see my friends soon, and yeah, like it'll just be lovely to kind of catch up with everybody once this is all over. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I hope this ramble has like made a bit of sense really and stuff like that. Please let me know how you're feeling and stuff like that, or if you've got like any advice for me on how to like keep friends and stuff like that. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and until next time, keep smiling. Bye.